Good morning, and I'm Patrick Mutzenberg from the Center for Civil and Political Rights, an NGO that works with the Human Rights Committee to support the NGO's activities. I am today with Mr. Telin, who was involved in the review of Turkmenistan during this session in New York. Good morning, Mr. Telin.
Good morning, Patrick.
I would like to learn more about the situation in Turkmenistan and the main findings that the committee got after the initial review of the Turkmenistan.
I'll be happy to share this with you. We should first recall that Turkmenistan acceded to the Covenant on Civil and Political Rights nearly 20 years ago, and they should have submitted their report 1 year after the accession. It came very late. I mean, we're talking about nearly 15 years late, but better late than never. I think we should see this as a sign that Turkmenistan really wants to engage with the committee and the international community on human rights issues. I think the delegation was willing and open to address all the issues we had put to them, and as you know, we have adopted a concluding observation following our 3-session-long dialogue with the state party. We always have 3 sessions when it's an initial report. There are 3 areas of concern. The first one is the allegations and widespread reports of abuse by law enforcement officials regarding those who are detained or engaged in other ways with the police. And here we recommend, and strongly so, that the government needs to take actions, both short-term and long-term. They should have an independent investigation body that could monitor and act upon allegations of police abuse, be they in places of detention and elsewhere, in order for it to be processed and the perpetrators be brought to justice. We are particularly concerned as to the situation in areas of detention where there is no outside body who has access to verify and monitor whether the abuse is actually ongoing. And here we encourage the government to actually open itself up for inspection by recognized international humanitarian bodies. I'm thinking obviously of, for instance, ICRC, the International Commission for the Red Cross, who is used to do this kind of work and do it very well. I think it would be in Turkmenistan's interest to actually open itself for those kinds of inspection. The second area of concern deals with the judiciary. We have reports of widespread corruption, and we're concerned that the structure of the judiciary, i.e. its very close relationship with the executive branch of government, the president and the president's office, when it comes, for instance, to appointment of judges, that needs to be rectified. You need to have a system whereby the judges are what they should be under international rules, independent, because without an independent judiciary, many of the rights, I would nearly say all of the rights, on a domestic level would not be safeguarded. And the implementation of the covenant at the domestic level presupposes a well-functioning judiciary. So this is an area where the government needs to do much more than they have done so far. The third area of concern really deals with freedom of expression, the situation for media in general and journalists in particular, but also human rights defenders. And we are concerned of reports of widespread harassment and even violence against journalists. Internet is not free, it's been blocked by the government, we're told. In the dialogue, we didn't get 100% confirmation from the government on that, but I think we need to be convinced that media are as free as the Article 19 of the Covenant presupposes. And here I would like to draw your viewers' attention to our General Comment 34, which deals further with the issue of freedom of expression. And we mentioned that in our recommendation to the country, to take due note of what we say in this general comment. All these 3 areas which I have sketched out, we ask the government to come back within 1 year and report within the frame of our follow-up procedure. And I'm confident that the government will actually come back and report to us. The next general periodic report, which will be Turkmenistan's second report, then we expect to be due in March 2015, i.e. 3 years from now.
Okay, thank you very much for your information.
Thank you, Patrick, and keep up the good work.
Thank you very much.